Hi Gemini, this is Lee at Fresh Astrology. Welcome to June 2018. If you want a reading with me or you want a life coaching session, you can find me at www.freshastrology.com. Also, if you would love to go on an astrology retreat, seminar, workshop, weekend with us, we would love you to come. Because we would love you to come, we want to know where you would like to go. So you just give us your bucket list of places you want to go for a long weekend or a weekend. Tell me how far you're willing to drive, how far you're willing to fly, and let's discuss some favorite places you would like to visit. Don't tell me so much about where you're from. I really am looking for information about where people are willing to go or would like to go. So let me know in the comments section what appeals to you, and we're hoping, fingers crossed, we have a lot of stars have to line up, because we have multiple people running the event, but we're hoping to have something this year that's astrology based. So this is less our coaching event, more an astrology event that will have some coaching component to it, but it is about astrology. And it will be very interactive, so it'll be fun. But let us know where you want to go. All right, so looking at June, of course, this is your time of year, and by the time we get into June, the sun is in your sign, and then we have Mercury, your patron planet, also there. And Mercury's moving very quickly, and you might find you are moving very quickly from place to place. And you may feel like June goes by in a blur. You're definitely, it's typical this time of year, you're very well spoken, you have the gift of communication. It's really your time of year to shine. You're always good at that, but you know, the fairies of communication are visiting their gifts on you in June, and you just will do well at work, with colleagues. If you need to find a job, you'll present well in interviews. If you need to do anything professionally, you will shine because of your communication skills, even more than normal, because you always have that gift being a Gemini. You begin the month also with Venus in the second house. So again, a good career month for you. And you end with Venus in the area of communication. So it's just a great time to write, to speak, to have important conversations at work, and maybe with siblings, some family members, cousins, people in your neighborhood. So locally, if you're going to local events or associations, this is just a time when you can connect well. We do have Uranus newly in this area that has to do with your private life, and also the way you think and feel about your connection to that which is larger than you. It's a time when it's good to know, actually, that Uranus is the thing creating all the change back in your mind, the thing maybe even making it hard, making you feel a little extra caffeinated. Geminis always seem a little caffeinated to me, and I've got a number of them in my family. So they already seem like their brain is on caffeine, and this actually intensifies. So I think it's actually good to know that you don't have a health problem necessarily, but you do have Uranus in your mind and psyche. And it's a good time to practice mindfulness and meditation and ways of calming the self. So with Uranus also symbolizing the new, finding new ways to think that serve you better. We can actually choose how to think. We can choose how to create thoughts in our mind, and we can change the environment in our mind by choosing our thoughts. So it benefits you to practice some of this new way of, kind of the new way of thinking about thinking will serve you. because there's a lot going on underneath the surface for you. And Geminis are, because you're governed by Mercury, this vibe of Uranus is actually somewhat comfortable for you. It's just heightened. It's like you're a Gemini on steroids. So all the things that make you very Gemini, it's like they're on steroids during the 7-year phase. So it's not, don't perceive it as bad. It's, I realize people are very sensitive to words, and I have to over-explain to get you to calm down and understand just how to use the energy. The energy is just moving always. That's what, you know, the universe does. That's what life is. It's always about moving and changing. What we can do here is figure out what the energy is, where it is, and then think about how we can use it to our advantage. What could we do with this energy that would serve us and help us grow? So that's what I would like you to think about. Not just what's happening to me, what's she saying going to happen to me, you know, what's this Uranus in my brain thing, this caffeine brain thing, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. That's the kind of thinking we want to interrupt. You know, just, you know, scratch the record, stop, and notice that that's what you do with your thoughts. Oh no, oh no, oh no. This isn't one way, this isn't one way over here, this is one way over here. You know, it's just a speed up kind of like anxiety thing. If that's going on in your mind, what I'm talking to you about is this is the time to notice it, flag it, change it, begin to change it. Stop that rut of thinking if that's where you are. Now, not everybody's there. Not everybody suffers from that quickness of the mind that can get a little almost into the realm of anxiety. So it's interesting to me, you know, when I talk to people who actually do suffer from anxiety, so there's a portion of you out there who do suffer kind of an anxiety disorder, you have a tendency toward it. What's interesting, I shouldn't say funny because I'm not laughing at you, but I do use humor when I work. Because we all have something that challenges us. But when I talk to people who suffer from anxiety, about anxiety, they tend to get even more anxious while I'm talking about it. Because they suffer from anxiety. So when we talk about anxiety, people will, you know, their palms will sweat, they'll start to feel anxious just talking about it. And just notice, you know, be able to have some humor and laugh at yourself that might be true. Just that we're talking about anxiety, it may start to freak you out. And just notice that that's a pattern you have of getting freaked out about talking about freaking out. And so the reason we bring it up and the reason we go there and we risk a little discomfort for you is so that you can notice your patterns and understand you have total power to change. In fact, this is the best time ever in your whole life to change that. So if you have issues with that, this is the time you actually have power to change it. That's really, really good news. It's really good news. Let's repeat that. But I know it's always a little, it is funny to me because I'll be trying to tell you guys that you have power to change. You have all this good opportunity. And what people who have anxiety disorders and have a tendency toward that, well, immediately, it's like their hearing stops. They're just like, I can't hear the good part. All I hear is she's talking about anxiety, and that's freaking me out, and why are you being so negatively? And I'm not being negative. We're talking about all this opportunity and how you have, it's the best time ever for Geminis to change that discomfort in their minds if, you know, you guys have a tendency toward anxiety. Again, not all Geminis do. For you, if you don't have any, if you're the most zened out Gemini ever and you don't have that issue, then you might find that you're just undergoing kind of a spiritual awakening of sorts, a spiritual birth or rebirth. And this might be your 7-year phase to do that path, you know, to do that journey. It's kind of your spiritual walk. And that's good news too. And it's funny, because I laugh at myself a lot, so I'm going to laugh at you guys too. But it's funny to me that when people say I'm being negative and telling them bad news when I say they're going to go on a spiritual journey, what is bad about that? Please explain to me what's bad about going on a spiritual journey. That to me, that's very good news. Maybe we just think very differently, but I've always been puzzled why people think it's a negative that you're going to go on a spiritual quest or journey. I don't understand that. So explain to me, if you think that's bad news, you tell me why. All right. But overall, this is your time of year. This is your birthday. You've got the gift of communication. You may find some extra money coming in at work or the opportunity to make more money. And I see it as all a bonus, but it is a time to notice how you think. And you're so smart, you'll be able to do that, right? All right, take care.